Hi, and welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Greta Clemens, and it is April Fool's Day today, so happy April Fools. I know you won't be seeing this on April Fool's Day, but we got lots of tricks up our sleeve today with the group we'll be talking to. But first, I want to give a shout out to KCTC and say thank you for your sponsorship. So,
thanks, KCTC.
Thank you, Casey. Before we jump into our interview, I just want to go over some events that are going to be happening this weekend. On Friday, so tomorrow, we have Sticks and Strings, Washington Public Library, from 6 to 7 p.m. And that says, join us with your knitting, crochet, and other projects for a relaxing hour with your fiber arts friends. So, I think Diana did an interview or something about this once, and she said that doesn't sound relaxing because she doesn't know how to do it, and I 100% agree. That sounds stressful because I do not know how to knit or crochet or do anything with fiber arts. But if you're into that, that is happening tomorrow, Friday, April 5th. So check that out. And then Saturday, 2024, I don't know why I just said that. Saturday, the 2024 YMCA Annual Gala is in the Roaring 20s theme because I do believe it's their 100 years celebration. So they are theming it for the Roaring 20s, and so you can join them. I'm trying to see where it is. Oh, at the Wellman YMCA. So if you're interested in that, I do feel like you have to RSVP for that, but you can check out the YMCA page for more information on that. And then this morning, didn't you just have a 20s party?
I did. I just went to a 20s party, so it's kind of relating.
Yeah, look at that.
And Matt's going, so maybe you can borrow my news cap or something.
Yeah, is that what you wore in 1920?
I had a little news cap and some suspenders.
Yeah. Yeah, so Alex went to a party this last weekend, I guess. This will be a while ago. But yeah, Matt, if you need a little news cap, then you're set. Maybe he already has one. Who knows? And then the perfect day to be interviewing this group, but next Saturday, April 13th, is going to be I can't even talk today, an evening of improv. I'm just going to say an evening of improv. It might have a longer name than that, but we're going to call it an evening of improv. So perfect day for April Fools and jokes and comedians and all things funny. So welcome. We have Jan and Brett here with us with that group, and we're going to dive in. So why don't you guys I know you guys both have been on the show before, but how about just a quick little introduction, and then we can hop in.
I'm Jan Gallagher, and I'm part of the Performing Arts Series Committee, and we bring events to the Performing Arts Center at the high school. And this is one of our big events every year. Every other year we've had it so far, and we have a lot of area actors. They bring in people to watch and have fun.
Yeah.
I'm Brett Pierson. I'm actually a performer for the Evening of Improv. I've done it the last 2 times we've done it. I'm involved in the community theater here in Washington, and I also direct the high school plays and coach speech and drama. So this is very much in my wheelhouse.
This is very much in your wheelhouse. Very cool. So before we jump in, for people who may be tuning in and have no clue what improv is, can you just give a quick synopsis on what that is?
Okay, I will turn that over to you.
So it's improvisational acting. Essentially, we just make things up on the spot. If you've seen TV shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway, that's the style of improv we're doing. Very game based. So we're actually so Greg Wiley is one of the other people who's involved, and he's done improv and performed it in multiple different places and coached it. And his style of games is a little bit different. So if you've seen Whose Line, it's like that, but it'll be different. It'll be different kinds of games. And we ask for suggestions from the audience, and we kind of go from there. We'll say, or what's a new job that somebody started recently? They throw out a job, and sometimes we maybe add to that a little bit or maybe adjust because the last 2 times we've had high school kids at this show, and man, they take that opportunity and run with it, especially my students. It's like, oh yeah, now is the chance. Now is the time we can make a fool of him. Yeah. So awesome. But no, then we do a scene about 2 or 3 minutes long and try to make people laugh, and that's the gist of it.
So a lot of improv is funny.
Yes, usually the goal is funny. It's a lot easier to make people laugh in 5 minutes than it is to make them cry, and they don't like you when you make them cry in 5 minutes. So
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. And then you wanted to kind of talk about and touch on how this all got started.
Well, years ago, it was at least 10 years we worked on the project to get the auditorium built on the high school. And as part of the fundraising, we went to Vision Iowa, and part of their requirement was to make sure that the auditorium would be useful to the community, not just school children, because they didn't fund school projects. So that was a challenge for us. And then when we went to the Riverboat for a grant, part of their requirement was that this just wasn't for Washington, but it was for the area.
Sure.
And so that's why it's called the Washington Area Performing Arts and Event Center. And through that, we became connected with Mid-Prairie students, and part of that is because their drama and speech coach is a former Washington High School student.
Oh.
And so that was just a natural connection.
Sure.
And so they started coming over. They just brought a couple acts for the talent show, I think, one year, and then we got them coming over. And I've kept this connection with Christy Weir-Meter, who is the coach, and they have a phenomenal program over there, and so many talented kids. And so, but through that grant application, we got $800,000 from Vision Iowa at the time. That's what it was called. And through the Riverboat Foundation, we got $2.5 million. And so
Oh, wow.
we are very sure about wanting to stick to the goals that we said we
Sure.
would follow through
Yeah.
with. And they've continued to support us too through our program.
Sure,
So
yeah.
that's been really great. And then having the kids come over is just fantastic. Just love it.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, it sounds like a very cool program.
Yes, keeps
Yeah.
us busy.
Yeah.
And brings some really good talent to Washington.
Yeah.
Not just our local talent, but
I know our
outside.
local talent's pretty incredible and impressive, but
And people like
Yeah.
to come and see, especially our funny people.
yeah. Yes, and especially people they know
Yes.
too. So
Yes.
awesome. So tell me a little bit more about this event on next Saturday.
It will begin with mainly the high school events. And the first time we had them, they were just like the opening act for the other improvers from Cedar Rapids and Washington. But they were so popular, and our locals were so popular, we just kind of went back to that. And so many of these kids, there are 8 students performing, and each one of them is performing in an act that they were nominated to perform at the All-State Speech Contest.
Oh, very cool.
And that means that they've been recognized as among the best student actors in the state of Iowa.
So are they all single acts or no?
We
Okay.
have a combination of group and individuals, and they're
Gotcha.
mainly in the first act, but some in the second act too. There will be some improvisation, individual as well as group. There will be acting scenes, individual as well as group, and there will be musical theater, individual as well as group.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, and then the second act, we start out with a couple student acts, and then what I call seasoned improv actors come in.
Yeah.
And, he mentioned Greg Wiley. Greg is not able to perform this year because of a family conflict.
Sure.
But was so willing to work with them, getting them prepared. And we do have several new names in our list. Brett has performed with us before, and so is Tom Dawson, and
I think that's it.
that's it.
That's it. We've got lots of new people.
Right.
Very excited for the new people.
Tim Elliott, who we
I
spoke
love
of
that.
before.
Come see, fellow host Tim.
Right, and then Dr. Flannery.
Oh, yes.
and
He'll be great.
yeah, he is great. Dan Kitchen
Yeah.
and Eric Hansen, of course, will be back. He is our MC, and he performed at the Cedar Rapids group, and hopefully, I think he's performing
Yes,
with the
that's
Washington
yeah.
group this year.
Very cool.
And then Jerry Woods, who graduated from Washington and is a Minneapolis speech and drama coach. And then another new face is Teresa Peterson.
Oh.
And she was Teresa Crossett, who graduated from Washington, and she's back in town, and she's going to perform with them too. She's excited, a little nervous, but I mean, it has to be the most nerve-wracking event you could ever do.
I would be nervous. I mean,
I
it would
would
be
too.
fun, but
Yeah.
it would be very nerve-wracking.
So, we're
So
really
you got
excited.
some pretty big names.
Yes.
We do.
Because
Yes, we
Eric
do.
Hansen, he's like Eric Hansen, Z102.9, Eric
Yes,
Hansen, right?
he is.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
I say, I listened to him,
Yeah.
and I'm making sure that's the same guy. Okay.
And I've noticed that he has won. He and his co-host won an award just recently for their talk show, And then he has also won an award twice for being the program director of the year. And so
Very
he's
cool.
very accomplished.
Yeah.
And he did
super
speech
nice guy too. Yeah.
He did speech and drama in high school.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he just makes the kids feel comfortable, and he just can take over because he's had so much experience with all these things.
That's great.
So I can just sit back and enjoy the
And
show.
just watch it. So you're not in it.
No.
But you are. So you're
Yes,
in the
yes,
show.
yeah.
So what can people kind of expect? What are they going to see if you, without spilling too many details?
Well, no, I mean, I could tell you. So we've so far in practice, we have done a couple of improv games. One of them is called Changing Emotions, in which we have two people on stage. They start a scene and then they get stopped every once in a while and they have to change their emotions. So practice last night, Tom Dawson and I went through a scene where I was angry at him, I was in love with him, I was feminine at one point, which I'm not sure is an emotion, but we went with it. And then I think Tom had to go from anger to depression to I think he was attracted to me at one point, but just and that's the vibe. We go out there and we perform that, and that's what you'll see. There's game structures where it's like a movie, and we have to be fast forward and backed up. There's game structures where people are limited to the number of words they can use. So the 1 through 10, they only can use 3 words, and they can use 3 words for the scene, and they have to come up with that, and we figure a way out of it. So that's that'll be what we're doing, and the kids will be doing similar stuff. Of course, the musical theater is just like musical theater that you'll see. It's just a much shorter version. I believe one of them is Aladdin. I have not had a chance to see it just because of the way contest has worked out, so I'm excited to see that.
So they're just performing an Aladdin, or is it an improv thing?
No, that one's a
That's
scripted
okay, I just
from the
make sure I was
musical
understanding
Aladdin,
right. Okay.
from the Broadway musical Aladdin.
Very cool.
And a very talented group of kids, so that one will be a lot of fun to watch.
Yes.
And then there will be a couple of improv, I believe both group and individual. So that'll be different structure from the way that we'll be doing the games. Theirs is more scene based. They get a draw, and they have to come up with a 5-minute scene based on that as a group, and then as an individual they get a scene and 2 characters, and they come up with a scene all by themselves. So. It's a lot of fun. It sounds intimidating, but we practice it, and that's what makes a difference. So, yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And funny.
And to make the student activity of improv even more frightening, I think, is that they have a timer. And at contests for all the acts, I think they have timers, and they can see how close they are to finishing. But improv is the most difficult because they haven't been able to do the scene ahead of time. They don't know how long it's going to take. And they basically have to have a beginning, a problem, and a solution in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they can look over and see their timer and think, oh, I have to end this in about a minute now. And we are going to bring the timer. Christy,
so the audience can see too.
Yeah, Christy is the coach from Mid Prairie is going to bring her little timesheet so the audience can see and feel the sort of tension that's brought to these kids when they're
Making me tense just sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, and you have to be able to improv. You have to be able to really think quickly, and the individual is so difficult because they have to play more than one character.
I can't even imagine doing individual.
Either.
That's awesome.
It's incredible.
I'm sure they're talented.
It's so much fun, though.
Awesome. Let's take a quick break, and we come back. We'll wrap up some more details and event information and close out the show.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
All right, and welcome back to Washington Live. If you have missed the first half, we have been talking with Brett and Jan about an evening of improv, which is happening next Saturday, April 13th. So can you give a quick little rundown of where to buy tickets, where it's happening, price, and those types of things?
Okay, the tickets are adults $20, college students $10, and all K through 12 students from any school district are free.
Oh, cool.
And that kind of went along, too, with our whole idea with the two grants that we had.
Yeah.
And then they can get tickets by going to washingtonauditorium.org, or they can buy them at the door starting 1 hour before the production.
Okay.
And then I like to liken this to Saturday Night Live. And so if you're not familiar with the term improv or improvisational theater, think of Saturday Night Live, and I think we're even better. Anyway.
And it is family friendly. We were talking at the break, and it is a family friendly event, so all ages are welcome.
And then I wanted to mention the names of the students. The Washington students are Isabella Lujan, otherwise known as Charlotte, and the Web, Charlotte's Web, and Cayenne Miller. And then the Mid-Prairie students, and I hope I pronounced them all correctly, Hayden Bailey, Jacob Carrillo, Jack Greiner, Jeremy Rempel, and Carolyn Schrader. And these guys are all fantastic.
Absolutely
These
fantastic.
kids, just fantastic.
Really, really talented.
Yeah, well, that'll be really cool.
Yes.
So you'll see Tim Elliott, you can see Eric Hansen, but then you can also see these amazing students who have won some awards
Right.
at the state level, so you can come check them out. All ages.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. And a tickets, washingtonauditorium.org. We can put that below, so you can just click on that and buy your tickets. Or, again, you can get them at the door. And this is at the Washington, I'm going to get it wrong because it's such a long name. Washington
Area Performing Arts and Event Center at the high school.
At the high school. So the auditorium that's connected right to the high school.
Right.
So
Correct.
very cool. Well, anything else that we missed? I don't think so.
Got everything. If we have time, we could do an improv game.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's do it. I'm a little nervous, but I think it'll be fun. It'll be good.
So we could do the rhyming game, but I'm not going to be there. No. No, I won't be. We'll
I was
just
like, pick an easy one for Alex and I.
We'll do a game called One Word Story. It's real simple. We just go around in the circle. Each person gets one word. We're trying to tell a story.
Okay.
Don't worry too much about what you say. We'll find a way out. Hopefully, they can get a little bit off the rails, but I'll go ahead and start, and we'll just go.
So we just say one word.
Just one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go back and forth.
No, we'll just go around for. So
we need to
you
do this
and
for a
then
certain amount of
Alex to
time?
me,
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll kind of go until we find an ending. We'll see
Okay.
how it goes. If it's
We'll
starting to
just
get,
go off you.
if it starts to get bad, I know ways out.
We'll try to keep it family friendly.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and start, and I'll go there
House,
Was
Flooding.
with
water,
and
Coke.
period. The
storm,
came
And
destroyed
everything.
inside.
the
house. Period.
She's like,
Improvers,
gathered
everywhere.
Outside.
school,
and
Hy-Vee.
Gave.
treats,
and
Candy.
Period. This
phenomenon,
was
Extravagant.
and
frightening.
period.
I think we'll call it there. And it's just that simple.
And
you
you
just
will
make a
not see
little story.
me
So-
on stage. That's fun though.
Yeah.
So it'll be just as fun times probably 100. But
I think so too. I think so. And I always tell people, bring Kleenex because you're going to cry from laughter.
yeah, I know. Whose line is it anyway? Is hilarious. So it'll
Right.
be really cool to see local people
Right.
who are just as funny. So.
Yes.
Awesome. And just off the cuff here, and there is an audience participation, so they'll probably throw out ideas.
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
my guess.
we need the audience to be
Okay.
ready and willing to give us suggestions, and we always provide a little bit of structure. And like I said, it is family friendly, so you may shout something out, and we may not hear it. So
What was that? No.
yeah, very much so.
Very cool. So if you're looking for a night of laughing and fun and to watch some awesome Washington and Mid-Prairie people and kids, students, then you can head over to the Washington Area Performing Arts Center. Did I get it right?
An event
An event center. I'm going to get it right one of these times. At the high school next Saturday at 7 p.m. Tickets will be linked below. You can click that link to buy your tickets. Again, it's family friendly and audience will be involved, and it sounds like a ton of fun. So if you have nothing going on, definitely go check it out and help support the improv group.
Right.
So awesome. Anything else? Anything else you want to add?
Just remember that all K through 12 students are free.
Yes. Yes.
We
A
want
great
them
opportunity for them to come check
Yes,
out
it is.
local talent. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being on the show. That was a ton of fun.
you.
So, yes, we look forward to seeing you guys Saturday. Well, you'll be there. You're not in the
Right.
show, right?
No, I'm not.
You should be.
No, I joke it when I was in Clue recently, we did a lot of these improv games, and I was almost always the first one out.
That's okay. You have other talents.
I'm not quick. I don't know what it is, but I'm not quick.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining Washington Live and tuning in, and we'll see you next week.